Birds of Prey, issue 13, legacy number 211. Kelly Thompson writing with Gavin Guidry on the art. Or possibly more artists. That's all it said in League of Comic Geeks, though. So
yeah, that's all it has here on the main page too. So
because obviously it's been like 2 artists for every issue in this arc because they've been doing the different things, but yeah, they stick to the one artist here. So the whole plan, Cass takes Sela into Spirit World, which was kind of teased at the end of the last issue, and the rest of the team go in with them. And the plan here, as they're fighting Maya, is that they're basically going to use this, and it's not the real Spirit World in a sense. It's a version of Spirit World that they've made inside Maya's weird, twisted, like brain, like dimension.
Yeah, it's one that Cass kind of remembers, but it's not really the Spirit World.
Yeah, but they effectively use from Sela's memories. They create spirits of all the dead sisters, and that was Cassie's plan, Cassie's crazy plan, which. And the idea is to provoke her so much and make her so scared of these spirits and this idea of them coming after her. And she does run. She is terrified when she sees them. Is that she'll open a portal to the real world and they can all jump out. In the meanwhile, on the other side, we've obviously got, was it Xanthe with...
Xanthe, Constantine, Zealot, and Maps.
So, yeah, they're all waiting. So we get a great panel where they all come tumbling out and like sort of land on top of them. And immediately Maya's turned into a big like sort of snake monster and is like still trying to fight them. But they say, "Hey, where's Cass?" And we actually get maybe my favorite scene of the issue actually is that Sela is like kind of scared to leave, and Cass sort of stays behind and sort of gives her a pep talk and says, "Hey, those aren't really the spirits of your sisters. They came from your memories." And Sela's like, "Yeah, they came from my memories, so they're real." And Cass is like, "Well, yeah, but that means they're going to be those memories will still be real." Anywhere. You don't have to be in here for them to be real. So she talks her out into coming back into the real world. So, we get a big 2-page splash of a fight scene going on with all the big snake parts of Maya at this point.
Yeah. Vixen channeling a bear, and you have Xanthe with their big old sword. Barda's got Maya in a headlock. That's some great stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of chaos. And then ultimately... Sela confronts Maya, and they've not actually seen each other in years. And basically, Sela just kind of says to her, like, you make this all seem like you're doing it all because you care about our mum's death and you wanted to get revenge for that. But you spent all this time making Meridian's time travel tech work for you. Why didn't you just go back and save Mum with your time travel device? Why instead are you trying to kill the person who did it when you could just stop it from happening? And points out that you're just as bad as Mum was. You just wanted to have like an origin story. You just wanted to have a cause for doing bad things. So it's like, and yeah, to be fair, I never even thought of that at any point during this arc. Why, if she has the time travel ability to come back and kill Barbara in a past time, why not just go back and stop the murder that apparently happened from happening?
And Sela even tells her, like, you just wanted an excuse to take our sister's powers, right? Because you're just like Mom. You're a supervillain. And that right there, that disarms her enough that Maya ends up taking off and escaping.
Yeah, she turns into
a hummingbird.
Yeah, it turns into a bird and goes back into her own like weird brain dimension. And the other's like, "Oh, should we be worried? Can they come after us?" Blah 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 blah. And Constantine's like, "Yeah, she might come back someday. But because I tagged her with magic, you'll at least know if she does. There's a little gem that'll light up if she ever opens a portal to Earth. You'll know she's around."
She can't sneak up on them now like she had.
Yeah. So I suspect maybe later in Kelly Thompson's run we might have her come back. They might do more with that. But Sela doesn't want to be with the birds. She walks off on her own, even though she's in a different time period than she came from, because she's from the future. But it's like, hey, she'd rather be on her own. So. And we get a little tease for what's coming next. We have no idea what it is. Dinah gets like a text or an email and is like, "Hey, Babs, you have to look at this now." And then it just says next Undercover Blues. So yeah.
I love as they're standing there at the end, right? You have the birds, and they're like, Dinah's like, "Oh, I have like 60,000 messages." Barter just throws I threw my phone in the river. Like again, it's just the Kelly Thompson's so good at giving Bart these little quips.
Do you know what I'm realizing about what Barda's humor is? How it's appealing?
Uh-huh.
She's Ron Swanson.
Yes. And when I said she threw the phone in the river, like Ron Swanson, it clicked. I think at the same time it clicked with you.
Yeah. Yeah. This is very Ron Swanson. Yeah. Like I think some people would mistakenly say she's just a Drax clone here with this sense of humor. No, it's Ron Swanson.
Yes. Yeah, because at the end of the day, she kind of just wants to be left alone, right? Just like Ron. Yeah, she's just a big jacked muscle mommy, Ron Swanson.
Muscle mummy. Matt's letting some of his desires creep out.
Look, we got Jamie Hayter and Chris Statlander on an AEW roster. It's going to happen.
Yes. No, I mean, this was a very enjoyable final issue. It pays off a lot of what they've been doing throughout. I think because so much of it is fighting, though, I really appreciated that quiet moment with Cass convincing Celia to come back to the real world. I loved kind of the confrontation between Celia and Maya, where Celia kind of reveals, hey, this is why you're really doing this, and this is what your motivations are. You're just a villain. I love that being pointed out. It does make me think that Maya might be very different if we do see her again. Not so much that she'll turn into a good character because she's had this realization, but maybe is she more dangerous now because she accepts that she is just an evil villain and she doesn't have this like justification for doing what she's doing? Or does it make her more of a sort of middle ground kind of like villainous, but maybe a little anti-hero because she's like not just like, oh, I can't just do what I was doing because I thought I was doing the right thing before or whatever. Yeah. You know, I'm curious to see how that maybe affects her when she's had some time to ruminate on it between arcs. But hey,
do you remember what Celia's powers were? Because I can't really remember.
Oh no, I don't remember. I don't know. I'm sure when she comes back. I'm sure because even if Maya doesn't come back up, I do think Celia will come back up.
Yeah,
and I suspect that when she does, it will be explained to us again when the time is right.
Gotcha.
I trust Kelly Thompson.
Yeah, no. You just got to think that if Maya is going to come back, it's going to be to try to claim her sister's power to become the ultimate, whatever. So, but yeah, I was just wondering because I can't. So it's been 5 issues, and it's been through all these different pocket dimensions, and there were dinosaurs, and the spirit world and all this other stuff. So, again, I do say Gavin Guidry's art here really really good. It's in that Leonardo Romero kind of style, but I feel like the color palette here, it really matches Guidry's art. Really, again, we've been really spoiled for art on this book.
Yeah, the color palette's definitely been consistent throughout. It's one of the ways to make them feel like they're more matched in terms of the different artists. I think, this issue gets to do the big full page, 2-page spreads, but it's all the big action stuff going on, but it does also get to have the quieter moments as well. And also, I mean, credit where credit's due. I mean, whenever you have a team book, it is tougher because you have so many characters to draw. So keeping them all distinct, keeping them all, making sense. Because not only do you have the Birds of Prey, you've got the other 4 characters on the other side of the portal. So by the time you get to the action when they're fighting the big snake version of Maya, you've got 10, 11, 12 characters all involved. So it takes a lot to balance that, and it flows very well, which is a credit to it.
Yeah, and they took a Birds of Prey book that we're kind of used to, like kind of the field op kind of team, right? With Canary, Huntress, Oracle, and all this other, and it's really been this big reality spanning book, right? So this one had again pocket dimensions, and even before that, they had the whole fashion little sub arc at the same time. So I do like that Kelly Thompson's selling her own version of things here.
That was the start of the arc. Well, okay, technically it was its own 2-parter before this arc.
Yeah.
It was.
That's why I call it a sub arc because it kind of led to this one.
Yeah, I would just call that the start of this arc. It just, like it should be in that same trade, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure. But I do like that it does feel a little bit different. Like we have time traveling characters, and in order to go with this, transforming snake lady, and everything just feels like it's all from the same place. Nothing feels too crazy.
Yeah. So. Just I'm just looking ahead here. I'm curious. Yep. Sam Basri's the art on the next issue.
Okay, Basri did some of the Batgirl stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Batgirls.
I was just curious to see who's on art because it's changed with each arc in this book, so
Yeah.
I figured there'd be a new one. So yeah, Basri. And it's got the all-in little banner underneath the classic DC Bullet logo, which they're using again. Which,
That looks so good.
yeah.
I love it.
Interesting. All right, what are you rating Birds of Prey, Matt?
Yeah, 8.5.
Yeah, I was gonna go straight 8, I think. But yeah, very good. Loving the hell out of Birds of Prey. Looking forward to the next one.